Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you again for another Appalachian Trail 2020 Thru Hiker update. Now I changed it a little bit from last week. I said 19 and 20 Thru Hiker update. Well, most of the folks out there now that we are looking at are 2020. Still got a few 2019 SOBO folks out there, and we hadn't forgot about them. We're going to keep updating on them as much as possible. We'll let you know when we got any information on them like we do this week. But right now, it looks like the channel is transitioning more to folks that are out there for 2020. So let's get on with the update. Okay, so we do have some 2019 folks that are still out there. Like I said, Sweet and Borderline, they are in Georgia. Last place I knew where they were at Albert Mountain Fire Tower, which is the 100-mile mark. That was a couple days ago. So they should be somewhere getting real close to Springer within the next couple days. I would imagine that they would be summiting. Picked up a few new folks last week. I told you about them, and I told you I'd be getting in touch with them. I asked them if it was okay to include them in the update, and they got back in touch with me, and they said it sure was. So we got Young Bull and Hot Sauce. They are in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and they should be coming out of there in a few days. So if you've been watching weather, you know that it's cold in the Smoky Mountains National Park. It's rainy, or correction, it's snowy out there. So hopefully they are somewhere hunkered down in the evenings. They're good to go out there, but it is going to be pretty sporty conditions out there, let's say, in the Smokies right now. And last I understood, they were also hiking with Avid and Mule. So hopefully 4 of them are there together. But in any case, the Newfound Gap Road was closed yesterday. I got a 20 feet about that, and to my knowledge, it is not opened yet. So we've had some little sun that came out today. I don't think we had any more precipitation, so it may be open. But they are out there and should be coming into Fontana within the next couple of days. We've been talking about quicksand. We hadn't seen or heard hiding her hair from quicksand in a couple of weeks. We finally heard from quicksand, and quicksand is off the trail. He is home now. Apparently he got injured. He stepped on a rock or a log or something and got injured. Had some knee problems, and he is coming home because he's going to have some scans done and certainly recuperation. And the plan is right now that after he has that scan done, and barring anything that could cause permanent damage, he's going to get back out there. He's deciding whether or not to go with a flip-flop or just go back to Delville where he got off and finish his SOBO. So go over to Quicksand on the Trail, his channel, and help him make that decision. He's reaching out to the hiker community and asking your advice, and so I think that's great. That's a great way to build the hiker community. We all can talk to him, and we all have, of course, our opinions, and he'll have to filter that, but I'm sure he can, because he has been on the trail before. He's thru hiked it before, so this is not anything new to him, but probably the injury's new to him. So go and help him make his decision there. Those are only folks right now I've got out there for 2019. So if I missed your update, I apologize for that. If you know of somebody that's still out there and they've got social media that they're updating to, please let me know. We want to include everybody. They may not be summiting at Springer. They may be stopping somewhere in between on a flip-flop. And of course, that's a thru hike as well. So we want to know where those are. Please send those to me. And the best way you can either send that to me, or if you're a 2020 thru hiker, you want to get me your information, you're not on the list yet and you want to be, you can go to my email account at ramdinoroamingthetrails@gmail.com. You can send me simply comment in the comment section of this video. You can go to my Instagram account, Ramdino, send me a private message, or to my Facebook page, Ramdino Roaming the Trails, and you can send me a private message there. So we want to include everybody that we can for those remaining in 2019, and certainly for those coming up in 2020. So if you know of somebody, send them my way. Greatly appreciate that. So for the folks that got left out there on the trail down in Georgia, looks like starting Monday and Tuesday, they're going to be getting rain down there, and after Tuesday it clears out until Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the weekend, when it gets to be rainy again. Your daytime temps are going to be in the mid-40s to the low 50s. Nighttime temps are going to be in the low 30s at the beginning of the week, and toward the end of the week they'll be in the low 40s. So going to be sleeping with your filtration systems, it looks like, this week, folks. And down in southern North Carolina, around the bottom of the Smokies and around Franklin, around that area, you're going to be having rain Monday and Tuesday, it looks like, and then clears out for the week. But then the weekend, starting on Friday, you're going to have rain then as well. Your high is going to be in the 30s, running to the 40s through the week. And toward the end of the week, you may actually get into the low 50s. Nighttime, you're going to be in the high 20s. It's going to be a little cooler for you beginning of the week, and the low 30s. And then toward the end of the week, you're going to be in the 40s to the 50s. So, guys, hunker down, sleep with what you got to, and be sure and put those videos out as an example for the 2020 class of what they need to do in the cold weather. So speaking of the 2020 class and the registrations that we got going on right now, NOBO last week we had 1,298, and this week we got 1,403. So those continue to climb as expected. March 1st, we have maxed out the trail at 50 hikers, and 50 is the threshold that the ATC puts on as a max amount of folks that can be on the trail. And then on February 29th, we've got 45 hikers, and March 2nd, we got 29. So those 3 days, 29, 1st, and the 2nd, we've got 124 people that are starting the trail that are going to be down there in Georgia. So with that many people down there starting all at one time, the shelters are going to be full. Even though their capacity may say 16 in some of those shelters, I got a feeling it's going to be more like about 24. So guys, get close to each other. Don't spread your gear out. Get as close as you can. Make your buddy smile. Let's get them in there in this cold, wet weather. SOBO, we had 43 last week. This week we got 49. And flip-floppers, we had 49 last week. We dropped down to 47. So a couple folks who had decided they were going to go a different direction or just got out altogether. So last week we had a total of 1,390, and this week we got a total of 1,403. The last year in January, on January 12th, we had a total registered of 1,235. So that's compared to the 1,403 we got now. So that's a 13% increase. And the last couple of years, we've actually been dropping in registration. So this year, for whatever reason, we've got more folks that are coming up. So I remember last year I spoke with the rangers down in Apalachian Falls and asked them why the registration had been dropping, and they indicated that it was because the economy is good and people had jobs, were getting jobs, so that's why it was down. It was usually up in years when they had high unemployment. So I don't know why it's going up so much now. The only thing I can think of is maybe people getting out of school and everything are looking forward to go ahead and starting their, go ahead and doing their thru hike before they start their career. One thing about the SOBOs is last year Katahdin didn't open until the 16th of June, and so that could put a kink in some of the SOBOs who are registered to start June 1st. So if you recall last year when it did that, then a lot of people had to start there at Katahdin Stream Campground and go ahead and start their trip south. And then when the Hunt Trail System up to Katahdin actually opened up, then they had to flip-flop back up to Baxter State Park, go ahead and summit, and then flip back to wherever they'd gotten to and start over. So they kind of had a little mini flip-flop there that a lot of folks did. I even met one person, his name was Frenchie, who decided not to go ahead and summit. So he actually didn't hike the whole trail. If when he told me when I passed him in North Carolina, if in the Great Smoky Mountains, if that's what he wound up doing, then he actually didn't thru hike just because that Katahdin or Baxter State Park was late in opening. So take that in account. Stay tuned, but take that in account whenever you get your plane tickets. You might consider getting one that you can change. It'll cost you a little bit more money, but that's just a consideration there. Trail starts that we've had already, we've had 13 people start their NOBO hike for 2020. So we're up to bag tag number 13. We had about 7 start last week, so we've had about 6 start this week. And then the folks that we have added, well, let me back up a minute. You know that we've added Happy on the trail. Happy is out there, and so we know he's somebody that we're tracking, and you can go and watch his videos, but he's out there, and so that's really the only person we have that we have been tracking that we know of that has started. So if you know of some folks that have started that we're not tracking, please let us know. We want to reach out to them and include them in our list. Folks that we have added: Justin Lambeth, Dorothy Cooley, trail name Mitten, Chris and Sherry. They are also known as the Girls. Jane Deskey's trail name is High Jumper. David Lancaster, Melissa, and Aiden McNeil. So we're tracking around 128 hikers right now, and we look forward to tracking more and more. We want to include everybody that we possibly can. So if you know of somebody, or you are a thru hiker that is not on the list, then please go to the description section down below. You'll find a link to that list, and make sure you're on there. Or if you're on there, make sure your information is correct. But and if you're not on there and you want to be, and we want you to be, then send me your trail information. Also in the description section is the info template that I'll need to be able to include you in that list. And if you're having thru hiker withdrawal or thru hiker video withdrawal, then Happy on the Trail's out there. He has already posted his first NOBO video, and so go and take a look at that and leave comments for Happy. Keep him spurred on, particularly this coming week when it's going to be bad weather. Got a lot of good videos out there from the class of 2020, and they are just ripping and roaring. A lot of folks that are doing hiking out there, just kind of test hikes to see how their gear is going to operate. That's very smart, and how they're going to operate with all their gear. A couple folks that will wanted to highlight this week: the Happy Go Londons. They gave us their big three, and of course Happy. We want to highlight Happy. He's out there. And then E. Martin Fortes, he had put us a very good video that his son has decided that he is going to hike the trail with him. So that's very exciting. So take a look at that, and go and leave comments, and keep everybody spurred on as they are getting ready to go on their track. A couple cool happenings we got going on. I have started to list all of the trail angels in that Google Doc sheet there, so you'll find them under the hikers. We got Buttercup, and we've also got Tribute. So Tribute's on there. He's going to be doing some type of trail magic this year, so we look forward to what that is. I've got his links there, and Buttercup's links, and then of course as always, the Fresh Ground and the Leapfrog Cafe, we got them there as well. And one exciting thing about him is that the Leapfrog Cafe is working on becoming a 501c3, and that is a charitable entity, and they'll be able to take donations, and you'll be able to write those donations off. However, you could probably go ahead and do that now, because anything under $500 you don't need a receipt for. But he will be official, but it will take several months, and he will be out there helping hikers before he gets that settled up with the his 501c3 settled up and that official. So we need to keep giving to him because he supports the hiker community, and we can support the hiker community by supporting him. So please go to his Facebook page. I'll leave that link down in the description, and you'll find that down there, and go to his About section on his Facebook page, and there you'll find the different ways that you can contribute to him and to keep him going out there. I think he spent about 8 months last year. He plans on spending 5 this year, but if I know Fresh Ground, he'll probably be out there longer. But it takes money to do that, and we can certainly give back to the hiker community by helping him support not only thru hikers, but he even supports section hikers and just folks that walk up. He has got a servant's heart. He'll help out anybody, but he's more importantly out there for the thru hiker community. So go and give to that. Well, folks, that is about all I've got this week. Thanks a lot for watching. If you got anything out of this, give me a thumbs up. I'd like for you to leave a comment. I love your comments, like responding to your comments, and try to get to every single one of them. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, or hit my face at the end of this video so you get my updates, and then you can go and get the updates coming from the trail. And as more and more hikers get out there, we'll be giving on the trail updates. So go ahead and subscribe to that channel. And as always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out there. A 24-person shelter, so y'all don't... Coda, you bumping the camera.